All right, y'all. First and foremost, give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his son, the Hamashiach, who some call Yahushua, Yeshua, Yehoshua, Yahusha, Yah. We mostly know as Jesus Christ. I did the video yesterday. A lot of you didn't get. I'm sure you didn't get to the 40-minute marker. I can tell by some of the comments. Brothers be leaving comments and then. You didn't watch the video, but it's cool. We understand that. The algorithm knows that. We know that. All right. You ain't gonna get no more. The average view is like 10 minutes. All right, which is good. But there was something there. There was meat there at the 40-minute, 36 or 37-minute mark, where I was discussing this short video of this Elder Banyamyan, who's been in the community almost since the inception of the One West Israelism. But let me go ahead and let that play again. And I'm showing you what I said there because Chief Priest Grla Hebrew also has gotten hold to that video, and he responded this morning and kind of collaborated with some of the stuff I said.
The real deal. How do you become?
All right, y'all. We'll look at it one more. Well, we'll look at one more, and then we may have to just do a part two, man. I think we almost at 40 minutes. It's gonna be a quick one here, though.
You know what I see too? This probably comes from you damn half breeds. You half breed that got these white parents. You friggin' half breed. That shit comes from when you got white mothers and white fathers. I'm gonna say it. I'm seeing it all the time. That's the problem. When you got these damn white mothers and white fathers.
And he said, I say it all the time. I say it all the time. The problem is when you got a white mother or a white father.
That's the problem, you friggin' half-breed mongrel. You damn hybrid. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. Okay? That's the problem when you got a white mother or you got a white father. And that's when the problem comes in. And the Most High gonna weed you up and sift you out. Most High said all the tears he's gonna sift out. Damn friggin' half-breed mongrel.
And listen, he's speaking as an elder of the house of David. This is one of the camps. I want to say either came out of the first or the second split. But it may be the early 2000s. If it's not the early 2000s, late 90s. But
that's the problem.
And this is why, again, the youth don't respect these elders. Now I pray he's not talking about Chief Priest and his situation. And even if he was, why would you be so upset? It don't have nothing to do with you. That wasn't in this is the house of David. This is an older group. This is probably like right after the split. And these elders been there, almost from the beginning. Especially this Elder Banyamyan. But he know that ain't that. Is that the doctrine or no? But I'm gonna tell you this too. Chief Priest was in that Marshal Yasharala, and they elevated him as an elder. They elevated him as an elder. He was a judge. He was on a panel of judges. He was finna judge the matters that came through this government system that these brothers had implemented. Now, one of the things too, being on the outside or the outskirts, being a camp on the outskirts, but still looking in, a lot of people was like, man, who are these brothers? Like, who are they to say they're the leaders? They didn't have the YouTube presence. Like Elder Zabak, who they didn't let Zabak in either because of certain issues. So they wouldn't let Zabak sit on that judgment seat either. But you know, they were there. A lot of the judges that they chose, nobody knew these folks. None of the people that have been recently coming in or been coming in the last 10, 15 years, we didn't know them. Why? Because he had the most people at the Mashal Yasharallah. Sakar was pretty much 70% of the summit. That was the numbers. And then later they talked about this half-breed thing and he can't be on the line because he's yeah, I was hearing rumors and allegations of that they didn't want him as a judge. They couldn't have not that he wasn't an Israelite, but you couldn't be a judge if you were you know, mixed. He's mixed. And the Passover situation. And from there the summit done fell off. I'll be 100 with you. Them numbers dwindled. Yeah, they tried to give him correction on the Passover situation that they had. They had the Passover. They had like an after party at a club, and video got out of them doing that, bottle girls around and all kind of foolishness. But I think he was told to sit down for 6 months or something like that. Sit down for a second, and he refused. And Sakari pulled out. Pulled out of it. You know, they were going from every place they was at. Sakari was there. And they made him a leader at first. And I think this has something to do too with, you know, why my brother may be so emotional about this situation. But you got all these Latinos in there, man, you know. Listen, man. I'm just this is use some common sense.
Over 8,000 men have permanently broken free from the P word by watching one single video training that you can actually watch by clicking the link.
You know why the Haitians are so dark? This is my logic. All right, the Haitians are dark because they didn't mix. They won the war, but all of us got out the boat off them slave ships looking like them Haitians. All of us. I don't look like a Haitian no more. And Banyamyan, you definitely ain't looking like no Haitian no more. You may have an accent, but you ain't looking like no Haitian. You know, but the Haitians are dark. I think they the purest form of what got off of that boat. And then admixture came into play. Yes, my mom and my dad are of Negro color, but man, there's been some admixture there. And if we talking about our Latino brothers, it's definitely been. And I know y'all teach that the Latinos are, you know, and they the same complexion as a darn Grla Hebrew. And you're saying that these folks are Israelites and they're not half breeds. It's like, man, y'all is this foolish? And that's why, again, people just can't respect it, man. It's so much speculation and fluff. Y'all gotta be 100, man. It's fluff. Darn Lot slept with his daughter, and she became a mongoloid, and you know they have slanted eyes, and that's how they the Japanese and the Chinese. Fluff. Y'all made that stuff up, man. You got no proof. You got no evidence. You got nothing to back that.
I had a bunch of people following behind of you, causing a mess in Israel.
Causing a mess in Israel. And it's because y'all, where are y'all? We don't see y'all. Y'all stand in the classroom. You're not on the forefront having these debates, battling people, battling these scholars, battling these Christian apologists. Y'all ain't there. Nobody gonna respect y'all, man. Ain't gonna respect your knowledge because you can't prove it. You ain't stood up to no Elder Mike. You ain't stood up to what that brother Dave. What's the brother Dwayne? Jim Green. Y'all not dealing with these folks. Y'all sitting back watching, teaching the same foolishness. And the only reason you teaching it and you won't stand on it. Stand on what you teaching then. You've been teaching that foolishness for over 40 years. And that's how that brother got the reverence that he got. He still got more reverence than a lot of, especially Banyamyan. Grla still had more reverence than he does. Most don't even know who Banyamyan is. They have no idea who he is. How long he's been in the tender that he has. But you're sitting up here, you know, those statements that you just made go against the 12 tribes chart that y'all push so heavily. That you push so heavily. You almost sound like you a FOPE, like you under the FOPE doctrine. And if that's the case, stand on it. Why you sitting in the school 40 years, 30 years, and you don't believe in that trash? Why are you there? Why are you there? Not only are you there, but you there teaching. You want to be under a judge and under the government of Israel, and you don't even believe the trash that they teaching. And that's what I'm saying. What are you doing this for? What's your reasoning? Why are you here? Why are you here really? What are you doing? What's your mission? Oh, you just going through motions. Like, this is, especially as if you're an elder, if you've seen all of these different splits, and you've seen all of these different, like, you're part of that. You gotta blame self too. You know, you gotta look at self. You gotta examine self too. Like, why don't I have the influence? Why aren't the youth looking at me as an example? Why aren't they following in my steps? Why aren't they wearing the turbans with the, you know, with the garment with the nice embroidery on it, instead of wearing baseball hats and ZZs? They don't reverence you, man. And then what happens is all your members start dressing and acting like them and learning from them. They ain't learning from you. You won't stand on your square. You ain't standing on your square. You ain't talking about nothing. Sit in that classroom all day. You're not challenging these folks.
Listen, because if I seen a headline.
All right, y'all. Let's go to this other video real quick. Which one was it? Here we go. Now he just dropped this one an hour ago, y'all.
All right, all praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Yeah, man, I'm in the player lair, you know, laid up, chilling. And Elder Ben, man, somebody done riled up the old ravenous wolf, a.k.a. Balto, a.k.a.
This probably comes from you.
Gangster Ben. Somebody just sent me this video. Now, I don't know if it's directed at me because it is a snippet. We don't have full context. It could be, or not. But regardless if it's directed at me personally, it is in general directed at me, right? As well as others. I just find it just very interesting. Let's take a look at Elder Ben, what Elder Ben has to say here at House of David. You know, a tenured elder going all the way back to 1 West.
Damn half-breeds. You half-breed that got these white parents. You friggin' half-breed. That shit comes from when you got white mothers and white fathers. I'm gonna say it. I'm seeing it all the time. That's the problem. When you got these damn white mothers and white fathers. That's the problem, you friggin' half-breed mongrel. You damn hybrid. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. Okay? That's the problem when you got a white mother or you got a white father. And that's where the problem comes in. And the Most High gonna weed you up and sift you out. Most High said all the tears he's gonna sift out. Damn friggin' half-breed mongrel.
So I find it interesting. Y'all, if y'all don't know, one of the oldest and most complete forms of the 12 tribe breakdown, is, Elder Ben and Bishop Nathaniel. This is all the way back at One West. They are the two individuals who teach that breakdown. All these years I know you, Ben, and heard your teachings, I never heard you say anything like that ever. Matter of fact, you one of the heads of
Chief Reese is saying that you and Bishop Nathaniel were pretty much, y'all developed it and expanded y'all made the most expansion on the breakdown of the 12 tribes chart. But y'all ain't gonna stand on it. But he the only one, the chief priest is the only one that defended it. He's the only one that defended it. I never seen y'all defend that. I seen brothers give their presentations or say, hey man, just go watch the video. But man, you ain't getting that. What's that? Genesis 49? You ain't getting that out of Genesis 49. That's just fluff. Come on, y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, and a lot of you Israelite brothers, especially coming from that One West one, if you keep playing with this brother, if you keep poking at this bear, he's gonna make some things unravel. You keep poking at him, he's gonna make some things unravel, man. So I advise y'all, because that's what I'm saying. The thing about the debating all the time, he knows where the holes are. Do not think he do not know where the holes are. He has a lot of y'all saying, well, James said the wrong verse. Well, he didn't come up with that. That was the Elder Tahar, I think, the first one said that. But throwing away the book of Hebrews, he gonna say, hey, well, we don't throw it away. But taking it, looking at certain books and taking a, saying, well, they don't have certain authority and he's not a witness, and these certain tactics that he's saying. All of these things he's not saying for no reason. He's saying so he can cover certain things up. So he can kind of preserve this false doctrine that a lot of us is pushing out here. That's been being pushed for 40 years. But if you keep poking at this bear, keep poking at it, he's going to unravel some things. All right. You don't want him flipping. All right. You don't want him flipping. That's what I'm going to give y'all that warning, man. And I'm going to leave it there.
Masharai Yasharala, who elected me, elevated me, gave me rank, and I put on all them summits for y'all. I wasn't a mongrel then. I find it very interesting and convenient. He wouldn't be the first time when mother get mad at me. They love me. I'm this great brother. Then as soon as they mad, now I'm mixed. Now I'm a mongrel. Now I'm white. Now I'm all these things. But when I benefited you, I was this great, powerful Levite brother. Y'all see the selectivity? This is reason number 143,876, why the Hebrew Israelite community is a goddamn joke, and I want nothing to do with it. I see this being with me. You see that? This being there kneeling down before the mongrel. You see him? Wow. That one of the summits I put on for y'all. The biggest, most successful summits you ever had were the ones that I hosted through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, of course, myself, and of course the ones LOZ hosted down there in Florida. But the number one summit of all time, 2019, here in Atlanta, Georgia, Sakari. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Yeah, that mongrel did that for you. Why y'all couldn't do it? Why you couldn't do it, Gangster Ben? Where's your toothpick at? Why you talking so spicy, Gangster Ben? This is ridiculous, but this wouldn't be the first time that somebody conveniently, instantaneously changes their doctrine when they got a problem with me. GMS did it about the Star of David. Now,
yeah, he changed the doctrine. With those statements, he threw the 12 tribe chart in the trash. And my thing is, just stand on that. Stand on it. Like, y'all got to release a statement. House of David, y'all got to release a statement that we need to throw that 12 tribe chart in the trash.
Star of David was wicked. Them niggas wore it, taught us to wear it for years. For years. Then conveniently, all of a sudden, oh man, yeah, them niggas got it. That's the Star of Molech. Niggas changed their whole doctrine. 12 tribe breakdown, man. They say is you are who your father is on this one. That's what they taught us there, right? But that's okay. Because I don't need a single solitary individual, nor have I ever needed a single solitary individual to validate my identity, because I'm not like y'all, right? Unlike so many of y'all, I am very secure, right, with myself now. And you know, these identity politics, that stuff is so old and tired. I don't know if y'all notice, nobody wants to hear that stuff no more, right? Let me show y'all something. Let me see if I can find this video real quick.
And he about to go into the Star of David and how GMS was teaching it. And you know, people can have, you know, I've changed doctrine a lot, a whole bunch of doctrines. Majority of the stuff I used to teach, I don't teach no more. But, and that's why I'm glad, you know, I was hidden, that I was never really placed on the forefront like that. You know, because I have room to, I'm not fluttered, or I'm not controlled by the masses, where I'm trying to conserve people's feelings, and it's just so many people, and I gotta conserve, you know. That's some of the issues that, you know, this brother and other brothers have to deal with. I don't have to deal with that because nobody was watching me like that anyway. And, you know, not that it didn't come with casualties. You know, we did lose brothers. You know what I'm saying? Certain things switch, you know, brothers got ghosts, you know, because they get, I ain't finna deal with that. But, you know, we stood on the square. We took all challenges, you know, that you know, anybody who wanted to challenge with whatever that I was saying, or something, I changed something. We're not hiding in the classroom. We're not holding on to doctrines just to be holding on to them for tradition's sake. If it was wrong, it's wrong. If you can't prove it, you can't prove it. Just say it's speculation. It's fluff. But yeah, he was just talking about they changed the Star of David situation. He felt like it was because of him. But I do remember they used to do it. They had that GMS Atlanta group that was at 5 Points. They all had nice outfits. They had some of the best garments back then. And they had that Star of David on their chest. All of them. But they did flip the script. He's showing that there. Y'all can go watch that. Excuse me. But you know, salute the brothers, man. Salute to Captain Banyamyan and Chief Priest Grla Hebrew. I'm just giving my commentary on the situation. All right. Y'all be blessed. We'll see y'all on the next one. Shalom.